Shia LaBeouf. Los Angeles Lakers coach Phil Jackson. Musical guest Holly Williams. And a special appearance by Triumph the Insult Comic Dog. Featuring Max Weinberg and the Tonight Show Band. I'm Andy Richter. Now here's your host, Conan O'Brien.
Thank you very much. That's nice. Oh, that's very nice. Thank you. Thank you very much. That was thank you. That's very nice. That's terrific, yes. Sounds like a sinking pirate ship. Thank you for that. That was weird. But I did enjoy it. It is Friday. We have a fantastic show for you. This is kind of special. It is Friday, and this is the end of our third week here with The Tonight Show. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. It's very nice. It's time to get out. No, it's been going very well, and in fact, it's been going so well. Today, I got a very nice message from my peers in the television industry. This is nice. Take a look.
Greetings.
Conan O'Brien.
On behalf of
Everyone there in TV land.
Keep up the
amazing work on The Tonight Show.
if you could please
Keep our underage
daughters
far away from
Max Weinberg.
Wow. We're beloved, yeah.
I think I missed that one.
Yeah, you missed that, yeah. Of course, the big news, the Iranian government is trying very hard now to legitimize their election. That's the big story in the world right now. Today, Iran's supreme leader declared last week's presidential election, quote, an absolute victory. That's what he said. Yep. Yeah, then he went on to congratulate the Clippers on winning the NBA championship. Yeah, it's a huge, stunning defeat. Speaking of basketball, today, President Barack Obama spoke on the phone with Lakers coach Phil Jackson and with Dan Bylsma, coach of the Stanley Cup winning Pittsburgh Penguins. Which is cool, yeah. Yeah. And in a related story, Joe Biden had a conference call with Tito Jackson and an actual penguin. That's what his day is like. Weird. Earlier today, right here in Los Angeles, not here, but in Los Angeles, armed robbers held up a medical marijuana clinic. Apparently, the robber is here. Yeah! Where am I? No, held up. Robbers held up a medical marijuana clinic, yeah. Yeah, police can't identify the robber because all the eyewitnesses say they have glaucoma. Guy's like, I don't get it. On Wednesday night, Secretary of State Hillary Clinton broke her elbow, so yesterday she worked from home. Yeah, which explains why Bill Clinton spent the day in the backyard forming the words, help me with garden gnomes. Spelled out. This is where the state of New Hampshire is projecting an additional $55 million in revenue now that they've legalized gay marriage. Yeah. Yeah, as a result, the state motto has been changed from live free or die to these blueberry scones are to die for. China is working with Google to block Chinese computer users from accessing pornographic websites. Yeah, Chinese officials say the exploitation of young underage women is reprehensible when it takes place outside a factory.
Good job, Conan. Point well made.
It's been reported that a blind and deaf man will be leading an expedition into the Amazon rainforest. Yeah, or, as everyone else on the expedition is calling it, Jim's backyard. He's happy, you know. We did it. That's bad. It was reported today that the world's oldest woman lives in Los Angeles, and she's 115 years old. Incredible. Yeah. Of course, since the woman lives in Los Angeles, she claims she's only 108. That side liked it. In Montreal, firemen, I'm going to do this one anyway. In Montreal, firemen had to rescue the customers when a fire broke out in a sex club. Yeah, a fire department spokesman said this was an especially dangerous fire considering there was so much wood in the room. What were you chanting there? Oh. Coco, that's terrific. Worked long and hard to get the Tonight Show, and that's my reward. My new name is Coco.
Maybe it's a punishment for that joke.
Yeah, I think so. That's how they're going to get even with me from now on. I got to mention this. In a new tell-all book, O.J. Simpson's most recent ex-girlfriend says that Simpson once pushed her out of a car late at night 12 miles away from their destination. You believe that? Yeah, the girlfriend said, that's when I realized he didn't love me enough to kill me. That's how Coco rolls. A bullfight in here. All right. I don't know if you... This is a big story on television right now. Some of you may have heard that Oprah Winfrey... Did you hear this? Oprah Winfrey is taking the entire staff of her television show on an expensive Mediterranean cruise to places like Greece and Turkey. Amazing. Yeah. So I thought I'd do something similar. Okay? Yeah. So I took one of my staffers, Pierre Bernard, to a Greek diner for a turkey sandwich. Take a look.
This isn't half bad.
Get out of here.
You gotta be nice to your people. NBC News has come under some criticism. This is very controversial. A newspaper claims that earlier this week, NBC Nightly News replaced the journalists you see in the background with younger, better-looking interns pretending to be reporters just to pretty up the newscast. Now, folks, if this is true, I'm shocked by my own network's conduct. I think it's extremely unethical. Don't you, Andy?
Reprehensible, Conan. Shame on you, NBC. What are you looking at?
Oh, what else is going on? Well, this Sunday, of course, is Father's Day. Yeah. Very cool. That's right. Father's Day is a day we remember and honor all dads. And, well, if you'll just bear with me for a second, I'd like to take this opportunity to say something to my dad. Dad, can't be home on Sunday, but I want you to know I love you and I appreciate you. And if I've had any success, it's because you've never lost faith in me. So happy Father's Day, Pop. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, moving on right now.
And now, a rebuttal from Conan's father.
Thank you, Conan. You know, those words really come across as genuine when you read them off cue cards on national television and then hold for applause. I've known you a long time, boy, and you never had a sincere bone in your body. This is just your way of pandering to middle America and older viewers. Your older brother, Sean? Now there's a son.
This has been a rebuttal from Conan's father.
Wow. You haven't met Sean. He's amazing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, such a fantastic show this evening. Huge, giant stars here. Star of the new film Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen, Shia LaBeouf, is on the show. That film's going to be huge. Huge. Apparently, Andy's a fan of the Transformer movies. Second guess has won more titles. This is incredible. Won more titles than any coach in NBA history. Head coach of the world champion Los Angeles Lakers, Phil Jackson. Unbelievable record. Unbelievable. Musical guest tonight, Holly Williams will perform. Yep. And a special report from Triumph, the insult comic dog. Weinberg and the Tonight Show Band. We'll be right back with Triumph's report from Bonnaroo. We'll see you in a minute. Stick around. Coming together. Last weekend, over 70,000 people attended the 8th annual Bonnaroo Music and Arts Festival in Manchester, Tennessee. The 4-day festival included acts like Fish, Beastie Boys, and Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. Very cool. Well, we wanted to experience all of the action and music of Bonnaroo for ourselves, so we sent our good friend, Triumph, the insult comic dog, to check it out. Here is his report.
Here in Manchester, Tennessee, literally thousands of pungent hippies gather once a year. For many, Bonnaroo is a chance to have 4 days of peace, love, and music to break up the other 361 days of unemployment. And for others, Bonnaroo is simply the sound Scooby-Doo makes when he climaxes. Bonnaroo! Here with TV on the radio.
How would you define your music? And please keep in mind that crap is already taken by the Decemberists.
Triumph, I mean, who are you interested in seeing?
Let's start with, Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. Specifically, I'm hoping to run into Max Weinberg from the Conan O'Donnell show because he's been dodging me since he knocked up my sister. But in general, it's exciting. So many Springsteen fans came here from New Jersey, and I love it. I love
the smell of weed mixed with Axe body spray.
You sell a lot of stuff made out of hemp, yes?
Yes, sir.
There's the shirts and now this too. What is this?
It's jewelry.
I take it you guys are fish fans, yes?
You got it.
Yeah. Is there nothing you fish fans can't make out of hemp? I mean, besides deodorant. Because you smell. Oh, yeah. Sir, excuse me. Is this the compost?
What's that, man?
Is this the compost one?
That's the compost.
All right. Just looking for some Black Eyed Peas songs. What better place to be at an outdoor festival than inside the Xbox arcade? Guys having fun? Isn't this great? The Xbox arcade. So that you can pay $300 to an outdoor concert in order to experience exactly what you do all day long in your living room. I kid, you're a good man. This is very different than at home, right? This is actually the first time you've ever played this game with your pants on. So this is, I'm talking to Brad, the most recent graduate. Your parents must be so proud. That's our son, a graduate of the Bonnaroo Scratch DJ Academy. For all the parents who chose to bring their children to this drug orgy, they have set up the Bonnaroo Kids Jam. Little ones can play games, make art projects with recycled materials, and best of all, they'll know the exact moment when they decided to grow up and be Republican. But it is here at Tent City where the Flotsam and Jetsam at Bonnaroo camp out for 4 nights. Yes, I haven't seen this many dirty, unshowered dudes sleeping on the ground since Andy Dick's birthday party. No.
Talking to dogs and man!
There's a naked man up here. Holy smokes, look at you. I like this look. But isn't it a little hot to be wearing leather?
I'm up in the hills east of Tennessee.
Thank you. We're here with Merle Haggard, legendary country singer. Let me ask you one more question. If you're here, who's stealing disability checks from your neighbor's mailbox? Is that a sunburn, or did you try to attempt a push-up? Is that why your face is so red?
I come from Indiana by way of California.
No, you look great.
Thank you.
You look great. I love your clothes.
Yes.
Kind of look like Abe Lincoln on a drug bender. Hippie dancing. This is beautiful. This is called noodle dancing among fish fans. I think I saw that kind of dancing on So You Think You Can Suck. This is exciting, you know? You're part of a very special group here. Is this your first Bonnaroo? That's nice. You're part of a very special group. How many people are able to say that they can remember the exact place where they contracted chlamydia? A lot of people into free love around here? Yeah. Except for this guy right here. He's into free ribs. It was very expensive to come to Bonnaroo, right?
Yes, yes.
How much did you spend, or did you have to sell your entire meth lab?
No.
I feel comfortable with you.
You can.
I feel like I can say anything to you because you're going to black out in about 30 seconds and forget this ever happened. How's it going, guys?
Great, man.
Okay. Yeah, you look pretty messed up.
No, man. No.
Yeah, no, yeah, give me a break. I'm the 4th talking dog you've seen today. We're here with the legendary Beastie Boys.
I know this dog.
The legendary Beastie. This is exciting. These are the real original, the first white guys to rap. You know, now there's a lot of phonies out there trying to do this, but back in the day, it was really just you guys and Will Smith, right? Seriously, could you possibly look any more like 3 old Jews? You're like a living Pep Boys logo. I've seen a little gray hair on you. You know, you guys have evolved, you know? You've gone from check your head to check your prostate. I'm going to talk to him. Now I'm going to pass the mic over to you.
You got a future.
Come on, can't you say you got the future? That's the way you sing.
Is that really what we sound like?
Is that really what we sound like? Flavor Flav is here with Public Enemy. Flavor Flav is wearing a giant clock around his neck, so he'll always know exactly how far back he set the civil rights movement.
What do you need? What can I do for you?
I just lost my tent.
Okay, well, blow off. Magic glasses, man. Okay, careful where you're working. You can't find your tent?
No.
Okay, do you recognize any of these?
Not really. No.
Okay, how about this guy? Do you know?
Actually, yeah, he was here earlier.
Okay, he was here? Okay, well, quiet. He needs to sleep.
Okay.
Anything here, anything at all. Anything.
Oh, wait, yeah, actually.
What? You found it? Let's make sure they didn't take your crap away. Go ahead. What do we got?
Oh, my God.
We're going to take a little break. When we come back, Shia LaBeouf is here. We'll see you in a second. My first guest tonight has become one of the biggest movie stars in the world. Starting next Wednesday, he can be seen in the new movie Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen. Please welcome Shia LaBeouf.
It's a big set, Conan.
Yes. What have we done? How are you?
I'm good, I'm good.
Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, man.
You know, it is, first of all, incredible that you'd make the time for us because your schedule is insane right now. Promoting Transformers, this isn't just like a lot of movies where you go to one premiere. This is a worldwide event.
Yeah.
You've been, let me get this straight, you've been to Tokyo, Seoul, Paris, Berlin, London, Moscow in a week? Is that right?
Yeah, it's been outrageous.
Right.
Free trip around the world, though. I can't complain. It's been fantastic.
Right. But
Yeah.
but here's the thing. How much do you really get to do or see in each country?
You get like 2 hours. You get like 2 hours in each spot, you know? Really, it's like hotel room to hotel room to hotel room, and then you get like 2 hours to mess around a little bit.
Right. So you get, is it literally 2 hours? They just say you have 2 hours now to enjoy the city of Paris?
Well, you get like 2 hours. You get like a lunch break. You know, you get like an hour for lunch, and then you get like an hour for like decompression. Mm-hmm. Is what they call this, like the official name for it. Decompression time, and then back to it.
There's no way to decompress, like see all of Paris in an hour, you know?
Right. No.
It's not possible.
Yeah, I mean, and also like, you know, getting used to some of this. This is like a new life for me. This is like an outrageous situation, and you know, they give you a bodyguard, so you get this loss of freedom a little bit. And so like in the morning, I remember I was in Paris for my birthday, and I wanted to like go and explore things and go hang out a bit. And the only way to do that was without the bodyguards, you know, because it just makes it awkward. It's not like you can go walk into a shoe store with a bodyguard around you. It's completely abnormal.
Right.
So, like, in the morning, like 6 a.m., I got up really early and tried to sneak out, and it became like a Where's Waldo around Paris. These dudes, like, talking into their wrists. I mean, it was outrageous. It's a crazy life, man.
Yeah. Then they sick robots after you to find you.
Sure.
The ultimate tie-in. And plus, your name is probably getting butchered in every country.
It's a strange name.
Yeah.
And plus, it's misspelled. You know, I have this lesbian beatnik grandmother who hated her family.
We've all had that.
And so she misspelled it, you know, and so it's my name is illiterate, so it's getting misspelled in every single language possible, which is kind of cool.
Now, one of the things that I think is very cool is on this movie, the second Transformers film, you guys set a world record for the biggest explosion involving the actual stars of the movie. This wasn't CGI.
No.
You were standing there when they, how many gallons of gasoline was this?
1,000.
Okay.
1,000 gallons.
Now, isn't that, if I were you, isn't that when I say, if I was in your situation, I'd say the mannequin with the red wig.
Sure.
Go put that next to the giant tank of gasoline. No?
Sure. I mean, I push for that. The problem with Mike Bay is, like, he's
the director of the film.
Yeah. And he puts, like, 12, 13 cameras at once, and this is something you can only do once. It takes them months to rig this stuff. So you can't throw, like, a stunt guy in there, because this camera may see you or that camera may see you and so forth. So So they throw you into it, you know?
So what was it like? They explode, the largest explosion ever in a film involving an actor. What did it feel like? Did you feel that you must have felt an incredible amount of heat and force and...
Yeah, and you feel like a badass, you know? It's like, it's the coolest feeling in the world. For a little Jew from Echo Park, it's just, it's outrageous, man. It's outrageous.
Were your eyebrows just on fire for a day afterwards?
Of course.
Yeah.
And I got hair that's like really flammable. You know what I'm saying? It's like took 4 hours right here to get this look right here, man.
You think you've got flammable hair? I've got...
Exactly. You'd be done. You would be done.
Plastique.
You would be done.
Hold on one sec. We have a lot more to talk about. More with Shia LaBeouf in just a second, so stick around. Sitting here with Shia LaBeouf. We were just talking in the commercial break, and you got started in the business very young.
Yeah, when I was 10. When I was 10 years old. And started on the Tonight Show, actually. My first job was a skit on the original Tonight Show.
Mm-hmm. And you did that, and then I remember there was a time when you were in a Disney show. Is that right? It was Even Steven.
A show called Even Steven.
Even Steven, and what's interesting about it is that you're working on that Disney show at the time, but you weren't living really the Disney lifestyle. You had actually kind of a hard time for a while there while you had that gig.
I mean, my dad is an interesting man, to say the least. And we used to like... He used to take me to work on this motorcycle. He would ride his motorcycle set, and we were staying in this Vista Motel because Disney wouldn't pay for my housing. So the Vista Motel is like a $50 a night type of thing. So it's like you and Pops, a prostitute named Rochelle, and the burglar who stole the weed, like all living in the same like, you know,
Where's Rochelle? Where's the prostitute? She's next door? Or
so she's right here.
She has her own quarters.
Right,
Good.
exactly, which is nice.
Yeah.
Paper-thin walls, though, so that was an experience. And then we'd go to set and be like the Disney guy, you know? It was very weird.
So there's a real dichotomy there. You're living this one kind of life, and then you go and basically you're acting out what would be a lot of kids' dreams. They just didn't know the reality of what show business would be like.
Exactly. It was like we had food fights and pie fights and all the stuff you wanted to do when you were in school, not wanting to be in school, you know?
And now you're, as you said before in the last segment, you're living this crazy dream life that a lot of people would aspire to.
I'm on the Tonight Show. It's outrageous, man.
Well, it's very nice of you to say. Yes, this is the peak. Try and settle down. I know this is exciting for you, but you're friends with people like Steven Spielberg. You do things with Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
You guys hang out sometimes. Can you just give me an idea of what's something that you do with Steven Spielberg, just for fun?
Well, he likes to skeet shoot. He's like a professional shot. He's like a sniper. We go skeet shooting.
You go skeet shooting with Steven Spielberg?
Yeah.
It's funny, because, I mean, you never judge a book by its cover, but he doesn't seem like a guy who'd be out there blasting away.
No, he's like a super Jew. You don't expect him to be that guy. With a shotgun.
Not quite what I meant, but all right.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you feel immediate empathy for him. You don't expect him to be out there with a vest and a shotgun. I mean, it's not, you know, I don't expect Max to be doing the shotgun thing either.
No, you expect him to be nude in a tent, yeah. So that must be a surreal experience.
Completely.
And what I think is in this business, I'd never get jaded. I always check. You must have moments where you, after all this success, you've been successful for quite a while, but you step outside yourself for a bit and say, I'm skeet shooting with Steven Spielberg.
Yeah, I mean, you're still Conan O'Brien. I mean, he's
No, I'm much bigger than that now.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry, I forgot.
I'm Coco now.
Okay,
If that catches on, I'm through. Now, let's talk about this latest Transformers film.
Sure.
The special effects, and people, I think, get a little sometimes jaded with special effects. Special effects on these movies are just superb. They really do. You really believe that these machines have come to life. It looks fantastic. I know it must be very difficult to act in those situations sometimes because you can't actually see what's going on.
Yeah, it's like being like a professional schizophrenic. You know, you're talking to yourself all day long, and people are like, "Yeah, that was great. That was the one there." You just feel crazy, you know. But the first time we did it, we had no concept of what the robots would look like. And this time, now that we had a concept of it, it didn't feel so crazy, you know. But you know, Mike pushed the boundaries of this stuff. The technology is immense now. And ILM is like perfecting it.
Well, we have a clip here from Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen. Anything we need to know for this clip, or just?
It's a bunch of bang bang, I imagine.
My favorite setup. Let's take a look. And that's not the explosion you're talking about.
No.
Transformers Revenge of the Fallen opens Wednesday. Shia, so cool to have you on the show. Thank you very much. Congratulations on all your success. Shia LaBeouf, we'll be right back. Phil Jackson's here. We'll see you in a second. Everybody, we're back. My next guest, this is unbelievable, just led the Lakers to an NBA championship, his 10th title, which is more than any coach in NBA history. Please welcome the Zen master, Phil Jackson. So much to talk about. First of all, as you can see, you've made a lot of people in this town very happy. I mentioned in the monologue that you spoke on the phone with the president.
Right.
Care to tell us anything that was said?
Well, intimately, I told him sometimes you have to go right if you're a left-hander to get your shot off. But really, I did tell him that I think the whole thing, the protests in Iran, I think that's really sparked by our change in this country, the looking for the change. I think it's really moved our country. It's moved the world.
Was it a long conversation or?
No, I hope it wasn't. He shouldn't be on too long with me, I'll tell you that.
This is, the statistic is mind-boggling. I grew up in Boston. Red Auerbach had the record. People thought this was an insurmountable record for a coach to get more than the 9 championships. And you've had a long career in basketball. Did you ever think that this is something that you could attain? Did it ever occur to you?
No, and it's not a goal that you go after. It really isn't.
Right.
You're just after winning that season, and hopefully your team plays well enough to get through the season healthy, and you get in, you win. And the first time we won in '91 as the Chicago Bulls, we said we got to win twice. We have to win twice. This is just, and one of our guys say, real men do it twice, so that was kind of the slogan.
I wouldn't know about that.
We don't have to touch that one. And then we won 3 times, and suddenly, it was, miraculous kind of thing. No one had won 3 times, except the Celtics and the Minnesota Lakers, the Minneapolis Lakers. And the Bulls did it again in the late 90s, and there it was. And, coming out to L.A., and this is the 10th year that I've been here now. I was introduced 10 years ago in June. And it's been just a great run, and we've had, 6 chances to try and do this, and 3 of them have been successful.
Well, I'm curious, what sets you apart, in my opinion, is you have this serenity about it all.
Right.
Where did you learn that? Was there there a mentor you had in your career who gave you this idea that you could be calm even in the eye of the hurricane?
My dad was, a minister, and he was a pretty cool guy. But, I was pacer. I was up and down the sidelines until we got Dennis Rodman in '95 in Chicago. And, Dennis fed off the coach and, how volatile he could be. He could be really excitable. And so I just said, I'm going to sit down and be quiet and just see if that cools him down.
Dennis Rodman motivated you to say, what can I do? I'm just going to watch. That makes sense to me. We actually found, I love this photograph. This is a 1972 photograph. Quite a different look back then.
Yeah, it sure is.
You were working for Red Holtzman? Was he?
Red Holtzman was my coach and a mentor for me in coaching. And he was a middle path guy. He was always a guy that said, don't get too high and don't get too low. It's the middle path that counts.
Now, speaking of that, we had Kobe here the other night, and we were talking, and he revealed that after Game 4, you got the team together in the locker room, and you said, all of you close your eyes and imagine that you're a frog on a lily pad. And
well, that's not quite the way it goes, but he's right. he's absolutely right. We did sit and meditate. They've got all those cameras in the locker room, and so I had to go back and screw down the camera and put it down behind the board so they couldn't watch us. But, we did turn off the lights and said, let's get centered. This is about focusing. It's about attention. And the illustration of the frog is, a frog sits on a lily pad, does not move until the fly goes by, and then it's, it gets the fly immediately. So it's about attention, but focused attention and being there and ready. It's not about going to sleep and closing your eyes and drifting off.
Well, there's also a lot about, which has been proven, there's a lot about getting centered, which is about breathing, about actually being in the moment, and so much of athletics is probably, I wouldn't know, but I'm guessing is about that.
You know, I know you were an athlete when you grew up, right?
No. I like to try, but you know, it's funny. I'm constantly meeting people who say, "Oh, I'm 6'4.5".
Yeah.
They see the height and they say, "You must have been an amazing basketball player." And I say, the skills did not go with the height. It's wasted on me. So
what can you do?
Yeah, I'm not a prospect. You're wasting your time with me.
But anyway, about the breath just resets you. You know, and you breathe and you start over again. It's the door that opens life, right? So you just breathe and that's kind of thing. You'll forget about the past, take a deep breath, and move on.
You give some of your teams, some of the people, some of your players, you've been known to give almost a psychological test that I've heard, I don't know if this is true, where you draw a circle and you ask them, is this right to put a dot where they think they are in the circle as relates to the team?
I've done that before, I'll admit to it. It's called a sociogram. It's a bullseye, actually, is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And just to identify yourself in the group, where do you fit in the, between the bullseye and the outer ring, where do you fit as a player in our social group?
Mm-hmm.
And
you must get some interesting responses, though, from some of these guys.
Well, some of the guys that are the most integrated guys put themselves on the outer ring, like, I don't belong. And one of them was a comedian. I mean, literally was the funny guy on the team. But you know about comedians, they're always trying to be funny. Maybe they feel like they're on the outside.
We try to be funny, yeah. I love that, yeah. I have to, theoretical matchups are usually a waste of time, and some people say they're silly. But you're in an interesting position, and I have to ask you, you've coached these two amazing teams, the Bulls and the Lakers, that have achieved such incredible heights. Do you ever think to yourself, okay, the Bulls championship team versus this Lakers championship team I have, if I could somehow have them play each other, who do you think would win?
Wow, you put me in a hot spot. That first Bulls team I had was very talented team. They're about 10, 11 deep as a team. And they had the ability to press full court and trap. And that was a whole unique kind of team. They didn't have a huge center. Bill Cartwright was the center of that team. But they had very malleable players that could do a variety of things. And Pippen and Grant were like 23 years old. They were all-stars. And Jordan was 26. It was a very young team. That's probably the best talented team and depth team that I think I've had, besides the 99-2000 team here in L.A. That team was extremely deep and talented. So I think those two teams will probably play off to a seventh game, and the overtime, I don't know what happened.
Oh, man. Very well done. A lot of people watching right now are wondering, are you going to stay with the Lakers, or are you going to move on? Do you know what you're going to do? Well,
mentally, I really want to stay. I physically, there's some things about, going through the grind of a season, 82-game season, 120-some games to put it all together. And, I just have to do some checkup to make sure that I'm not pushing the button too long.
All right. When do you think you'll make that decision?
July.
July. So you'll make
Not
that...
tonight.
Yeah. Well, come back when you're ready to announce what you're doing. Congratulations to you. It really is a stunning achievement, and very nice of you to make time for us.
Congratulations to you, too.
Yeah,
welcome to L.A.
Phil Jackson, everybody. We'll be right back. Holly Williams. We'll see you in a second. Ladies and gentlemen, my next guest is here with a song from her brand new album, Here With Me, and she's joined tonight by a very special duet partner, her mother, Becky. Please welcome Holly Williams.
Could have been bitter. You could have hated him. You could have talked about the whiskey and the women. He could have done better, but you loved him anyhow. Then you taught us all the power of forgiveness. Mama, you smiled when you could have been crying. told us that our daddy didn't want us, that it wasn't true. And you knew it all along. It was a struggle between the road of love and you. Oh, Mama, you were smiling when you could have been crying all night. Oh, Mama, you made me believe everything was alright. Oh, Mama, you never wore your pains too big. I'd like to thank you for this. You did more good for me than you ever know. I've seen mothers fill their children's hearts with hate. You knew better than to drag me down with you. You let me love my daddy just the same. Oh, Mama, you were smiling when you could have been crying all night. Oh, Mama, you made me believe everything was alright. Oh, Mama, you never wore your pains too big. I'd like to thank you for this. Oh, I'd like to thank you for this.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
that was
much for having me.
fantastic. Thank you so much. Let me say hi to your mom. Hey. Thank you so much. That was great. Holly Williams, everybody. That is our show. I do want to thank all my guests, Shia LaBeouf, Bill Jackson, Andy Richter, Max Weinberg, The Tonight Show Band. Stay tuned for Late Night with Jimmy Fallon. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday. Bye, everybody. Bye.